Chapter 1, Our Heritage. As we delve deeper into our journey, let's pause for a moment to honor our spiritual heritage, a heritage that shaped us, molded us, and granted us the wisdom we carry today. When I mention Noah, what do you think of? Do you see the obedient servant who built an ark amid the jeers and taunts of skeptical world? Noah, your ancestor in spirit, was chosen by me not for his perfection, but for his faith. His trust in me was unwavering, and in him you have a model of unwavering belief. Through him you see the story of redemption and the promise of new beginnings. When we face with the floods of life's adversities, remember Noah. He trusted, he obeyed, and he was saved. Next, recall Abraham, the father of many nations. He left his familiar land at my bidding, not knowing where he was going. In him, I revealed the virtue of faith. His journey was not always easy. He questioned, he worried, but ultimately he believed. His faith, as small as mustard seed, grew out into a mighty tree that sheltered many nations. The faith of Abraham is within you too. His story reminds you that faith is not the absence of doubt, but the decision to believe despite it. When Moses is mentioned, Moses envisioned a strong leader and the deliverer of the Israelites. But remember, Moses was also a man who doubted his capabilities. It was in his humility and admission of his shortcoming that I could use him powerfully. It is the same with you. Your strengths are gifts, but your weaknesses are the barriers. They are also the spaces where my grace can fill and overflow. Just as Moses led the Israelites to the promised land, you too have promised land to step into, a place of promise and a purpose that I have uniquely designed for you. Turning these pages of the prophet Isaiah, you witnessed the man who saw my glory in vision and communicated my message with conviction. He was a beacon of hope amid despair, offering him comfort and promise of redemption. Through him, I reminded my people of my unfailing love and unbroken promise. Just as Isaiah became my mouthpiece, you too are called to share the message of hope and love to the world around you. Remember, my child, these men were not extraordinary on their own. It was their relationship with me, their faith, their trust, their willingness to follow my lead that made him extraordinary. And it is the same with you. As we journey together through this book, I invite you to embrace the legacy of these faith heroes and to see in their stories a mirror of your own spiritual journey. Because just as I walk with them, I walk with you too. Your heritage is a rich tapestry, woven with threads of faith, obedience, courage, and trust. Embrace it, for it is yours. My presence and intervention didn't stop with the early patriarchs. Consider King David, the shepherd boy turned king. His life was filled with twists and turns, victories and defeats. David was a man after my own heart, not because he was perfect, but because he sought me in everything he did. He rejoiced in my presence, and when he fell, he repented deeply. From his life, learn to seek my presence in all seasons, in joy, in sorrow, in victory, and in defeat. Understand that being a person after my own heart is not about perfection, but about the pursuit of relationship with me. Then look upon Solomon, the wise king. He could have asked everything, anything, riches, power, long life, yet he asked for wisdom to govern my people. It pleased me, and I granted him wisdom like no other. From him gleaned the importance of seeking wisdom, wisdom to discern, to make decision, to live a life that honors me and serve others. Just as I gave Solomon a wisdom, I gave you wisdom when you asked. Your spiritual lineage extend to the prophet of Jeremiah. He was called as a youth, and he felt inadequate, yet he responded to my call. He delivered me a message that we're not popular. He was persecuted, yet he remained faithful. Jeremiah's life embodies the call to be brave and to stand firm in your faith, even when it's difficult. Each of these individuals, Noah, Abraham, Moses, Isaiah, David, Solomon, and Jeremiah, has something to teach you about your relationship with me. Their lives were not without mistakes and trials, but they trusted me. They sought me, they put their faith in me, and in return, I guided them, blessed them, and used them for my purpose. As you journey through this book, allow these examples to be a compass, guiding you to understand me and my desire for an intimate relationship with you. For you are not merely an observer of this divine narrative, but an active participant. Like this man of faith, you too are part of this story. You too can experience my presence, my guidance, and my love. Just as I was with them, I am with you. Just as I spoke to them, I am speaking to you. Just as I love them, I love you. For you are my child, part of this spiritual heritage, a living testament to my everlasting covenant. As we continue to explore our relationship, remember your heritage, the lineage of faith that binds all my children together. The echoes of their faith, trust, and love reverberate through the ages, reaching you today, calling you to remember, to return, to reconnect. Every moment of your life is part of a divine narrative that started long before you took your first breath and will continue long after you draw your last. A story that connects you to all of creation and to me, your heavenly Father. Their narrative is an echo of my love that is as ancient as the universe itself, and yet as new as its sunrise. Your spiritual heritage isn't just history, it is your story, and it's unfolding right now. This heritage isn't merely a list of names from the past. It's a living, breathing entity that resides within you. Noah's trust, Abraham's faith, Moses' courage, Isaiah's vision, David's passion, Solomon's wisdom, Jeremiah's perseverance. These aren't just their traits, they're your traits too. For in my eyes, you possess all these attributes and even more. And in your veins runs the blood of prophets, kings, and the saints. But more importantly, within the Spirit resides a part of me, as you are my child, created in my image and likeness, and as such, you are much more than you believe yourself to be. This spiritual heritage that binds you to me isn't just about remembering your roots. It's about discovering your identity. Your divine heritage, your lineage, isn't just a testament to who you are. It's also a compass, showing you where you were going. In learning from the journey of your ancestors, you discover your path, your purpose, your calling. In understanding the echoes of their relationship with me, you will uncover the depth of your relationship, the intimacy we can share. Each day, as the sun rises, remember this heritage. Let it fill your heart with courage. Let it guide your steps. Let it shape your choices. Let it mold your character. Let it remind you of your identity as my child, as a beloved part of this divine narrative. You carry the legacy of Noah, Abraham, Moses, Isaiah, David, Solomon, Jeremiah, and countless others within you. But most importantly, you carry my love, my promise, my covenant. Just as I was with them, I am with you, guiding, loving, shaping, calling, always, forever, eternally. Remember, my child, your spiritual heritage doesn't define your worth, it reveals it. So stand tall, for you are not just a part of this story, you are essential to it. As you turn each page of this book, I hope you will hear my voice, feel my presence, and understand the depth of my love for you. For you are my child, precious part of this divine narrative, a story that is still being written, a story that includes you, me, and our intimate relationship.